Welcome to another episode of Diary of a Wannabe Comedian with me, Belle, a wannabe comedian. So yesterday I was having a bath in the middle of the day, as you do when one doesn't work, and I heard this. And also a little bit of this. And some of this. So I decided to go out and investigate what was going on. And that is basically the sound of 600 farmers with their tractors descending on central London. Well, that's obviously the sound of one tractor, but one of 600 tractors. You know what I mean. Anyway, it was very impressive. I just started recording because I've got a lot of video as well. I've got some cool video. And I started just walking and recording, and I just was trying to find the end. And it just went on and on and on. That's quite something to see that many tractors. And yeah, there was times I had to switch off recording actually, because some of them were quite respectful, but some were just so noisy when you were right next to them that I just thought, this is actually going to damage my phone if I carry on recording, because I actually damaged a phone previously by recording the bells at Westminster. So that's how loud they are. And I didn't want to do that again. So I had to occasionally turn off. But it was, pretty impressive. And we should support the farmers. We really should. I'll try not to get too political on this podcast, but, sometimes you have to. If we don't want to be eating insects, then we need to be supporting our farmers. I mean, the statistics are just awful. So this government are going to raise 500 million from taxing farmers, and then they are giving away 560 million to initiatives that involve farming abroad. I just don't see the sense. I kind of, I could put up with this government for 5 years, if I have to, which we all have to, fine. But I think when they start messing around with your food chain, that sets off alarm bells in my mind. So if you don't want to be eating locusts with the stamped with Bill Gates logo, and everybody will be going, they said that about the vaccine, and this is quite serious actually. He does own a huge amount of farmland, and I don't know what the agenda is there, but I don't I'm mostly vegetarian anyway, but I certainly don't want to be eating maggots. So there you go, that's the political section of this podcast over with. Now shall we move on to something far more fun? I've just come back from a reading. I've never done a reading before. So a friend of mine has written a play, and he asked for some volunteers to do a reading, and I went along and I played a drag queen. I'm not going to say much because it's obviously his play, and I will let you know when it's available for wider consumption. But it was very funny. It was really good. And I think the parts were written really well. So the drag queen I played, you could really tell that she was a bit self-absorbed and a bit dumb. So it was good fun. Yeah, it's primarily autobiographical he had some life-changing surgery about 20 years ago. As I say, I'm not going to go into details because it's his story to tell, and he will tell it through this play. But he went through this surgery, and it's kind of telling that story with a lot of lightheartedness, involved as well. It's a very heavy topic, and I think he covers it very well. So I really enjoyed that. It was good fun. Never done it before. Would like to do it again. Now I'm going to leave you. Well, I'll leave the farmers with the last word, which is one of the tractors playing rather aptly the final countdown by Europe. Much love and gratitude.